In order to succeed on YouTube in 2018, there are 3 things that you need to do in order to achieve that success. Hey, it's Brian G. Johnson, and welcome to the live stream special edition. On this channel, it's all about staking your claim, deciding it shall be, growing a video audience, and making it happen. This is a special Saturday edition of the live stream. If you're new to the channel, again, do this. Stake your claim, amplify your message, and subscribe. Do that, and I'll share the strategies, the tactics that have allowed me to grow, and you'll feed a poodle. I've got 2 of them. You know, my buddy Nick Nimmin had a tragic accident. He lost a friend, and my heart goes out to Nick today, and I just wanted to say that before we get started. I don't think you'll see this live stream, Nick, but if you do, I want you to know that we are thinking about you as a community, and we're behind you. You take care of yourself. Now, here's what's going to happen on this live stream. I'm going to share 3 things that you need to do. You've really got to achieve 3 things in 2018 to grow a channel, to drive views, to get the viewers to subscribe to the video, to your channel, and then, and this is the important part, really to have them return, to have them come back, and so on. I just seeing who's dropping in here. Hey, Drew, good to see you. Welcome to the special live stream. Yeah, so we're going to talk about 3 things today that you need to make happen in order to grow a channel. And Sabby, good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the live stream. Yeah, we're just, you know, before we get started, we just want to let Nick know that we're thinking about him. Great to have lots of people on the live stream today. Hey, Paul, what is going on? CJ Nerf, I see that you made the live stream today. Excellent. Welcome. Great to have you aboard. Susan, welcome. Nice to see you as well. Sabby is in the house. Gotcha Games in the house. We've got Super User too. Really excited to see all of you guys here. Let's talk about this. One of the things I do on my live streams often is to ask a simple question. How many videos have you published, say, in the last week? I'd love to know. And I asked this yesterday, but I think it's really important that we stay consistent. Now, I'll tell you, yes, I am back. Susan, good to see you. Nice to have you aboard. You know, one of the things that I've been doing over the last week is really focusing on the videos that I'm going to be publishing starting on Tuesday. Now, my publishing schedule is Tuesday, Thursday, and I normally live stream on Friday. And with the holidays and whatnot, I got back, and my wife and I, we took a vacation to Maui. So over the last week, I've really been catching up. I actually uploaded and sent 3 videos to my team, my video editing team, and the first one will be coming out on Tuesday. So super excited about that. And Robert says he's published 2 videos. Steve at Steve's Fun Adventure has published 2 videos as well. One every day for 3 or 4 days. That's excellent. Glad to hear it. Hey, there's Tim from Longwell Art. Just saying hi, Brian G. Johnson, as I prep for helping a friend with his live stream. Excellent. Sounds good, Tim. Nice to see you, my friend. Have a great live stream yourself. Super User says he thought he fell asleep and then he saw I was live. Welcome. And Beanie, I saw that you did indeed make the second live stream this week. Like I said, normally I don't go live, but one of the things I've been doing lately, and I think I talked about this a little bit yesterday in my live stream, is I've really been focusing on what is called hero videos. YouTube calls videos that creators really focus on, really trying to over-deliver, and really trying to create something that really satisfies the audience. They call that a hero video. And CJ Nerf in with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate that. And I want to ask you, have you heard about this idea of having a hero video? And as I'm working on my, I don't need to show you the scripts, but I've been writing out and planning absolutely what I anticipate will be my best video to date covering the YouTube algorithm, specifically suggested videos. And I've been working on it now for about 3 days. I've probably put in about 5 hours just in scripting it. And the thing about a hero video, right, is that it's not possible. Let me do this. That's better. It's not possible to create something like that all the time. You can't put in just 5 hours alone. Hey, QW Gaming, perhaps in the future I can check your channel. Not right now, my friend, but welcome to the live stream, possibly in the future. So as I was saying about the whole idea with a hero video, this isn't something you can do all the time. But if you want to grow, I really think, okay, QW Gaming, I just answered that question. We're good. Maybe in the future. So like I was saying, you can't do that all the time, but is it possible maybe once a month to put in a little extra effort to publish a video that really takes off? And I want to let you know that it's really worth it. I published a video like this probably about a month ago, and you know, it's been doing great. In fact, right now it's driving 150 views every day. And more importantly, this one video got about 6-7 subscribers yesterday. One video, hundreds of views, people subscribing at an incredibly high level. So here's something to think about. I hear people talking about all the time, should I upload daily? Or is it better to focus on a few videos a week? I think the answer is to publish once a week, twice a week, and then once a month, pull out all the stops, maybe even just 6 times a year, every other month. And I'd like to share this idea with you, that if you want to grow, really take the time to script out a video that you know your audience is interested in. Script out a video that you're confident will do well. And you can do that after you've published for a while and so on. So with that being said, let's get into the 3 things that are absolutely critical for your success in 2018. And what I want to do right now is let's just transition back to the desktop. Here's what's interesting. These 3 items I learned from Rick Butts, who actually passed away several years ago. And Rick had a big impact on me. And actually, Rick was, let me do this. Rick was very helpful when I came out and released my first book, Trust Funnel. Some of the ideas and concepts that Rick mentioned to me at a weekend mastermind actually became chapter titles for my book, and really made my book more fun to read and whatnot. And I learned this from Rick, and these 3 things, they all begin with the letter C. So here's a question for you. The first person to guess just one of these items that begins with the letter C is going to win a copy of my book, Tube Ritual. So do this. Do this. If you want to win a digital copy, I will send you the Kindle version of Tube Ritual. Just leave a comment, and your comment should be one word that is critical to success on YouTube that begins with the letter C. Go. Collaborations. That ain't it. Consistency. That's pretty good. Collabs. Hey, Pam. Now, Pam is been watching me pretty closely, and I wonder if Pam saw a post earlier. Pam, you got it. And here's what we're gonna do. I'm giving away 2 copies of this book for those people that guess just one of the words. There are 3 things that are critical to success on YouTube. And so far, one of them has been taken. If anybody, creativity, that ain't it. Controversy. There's a word close to controversy, that ain't it. However, it is a fantastic song written by my brother Prince, who grew up in Minneapolis, and boy, he could rock the house, let me tell you. Community, that's a really great guess, but community isn't it. How about controversy? No, we talked about that. That was Prince, and it can help, but that ain't it. And yes, congruency is one of the words. One of the words is we've got to be congruent. Now, there are 2 other words, and you guys can keep. So if whoever just put in congruency, please leave me a comment after this video and say, I mentioned congruency, and I've got the name written down, so just, you know, don't try to fake me out and whatnot. And again, these words begin with the letter C. There's 3 of them, and we've guessed 1, meaning there are 2 left. So this is our first word. The first word here is congruency. And I want you to think about this on a deep level. I want you to think about all the things that are important to YouTube. And the first thing we want to think about is having a topic that viewers are excited about. And that means that the topic that and do me a favor, whoever mentioned congruency, when the video is over, come back to this video, please, and leave me a comment or send me a message, so do that. Send me a message after the video. So you've got to be congruent with the needs and wants of an audience. You've got to think about, what is an audience going to respond to? What does an audience find interesting? And your video has to be congruent with those people in that audience. Now, not only that, but it gets even deeper. You see, it's not enough that it's just your video alone. The topic, I should say. It's not just the topic. You can't just have the right topic and then you'll be successful. Because when we talk about congruency, there are all kinds of things. And do you guys know what the word congruency means? Anybody? Again, leave a comment below. And I haven't seen any other C words, and I love it. You guys just keep hitting that, and we'll see what happens. Copyright strike, that's a bad thing. Captive, pretty good, but that ain't it either. Beanie Draws is hitting the dictionary. I've got them all written down, so everyone, it's going to be fun. But check this out. You see, the word congruency means to be in harmony. You've got to be in harmony with what the audience wants and the video you create. The community, the audience, has to be in harmony with the way you deliver your message. They have to like your video delivery. They have to be in agreement with how you craft your video. And unfortunately, that's what is a struggle. Your audio can be off. Has anybody ever said your audio sucks and they bail on a video? It's happened to me hundreds of times. But over time, my audio became more congruent with the needs of the audience and also how I deliver my message and the background and getting to the point in your video. All of these things need to be in congruency with the needs of an audience. Over here, we've got the audience, and up over here, we've got the creator video. And when these things come together like this, that is congruency. And as you move forward in 2018, think to yourself, what does the audience want? And how can I deliver a video that's congruent with their needs? How can I craft and create a video that is in alignment with their needs? And when you publish that video, you will see that things go crazy. And Beanie Draws, I hate to say no, but it's not cat videos. It's not chemistry. It's not connect. But yes, there are two more words. Oh, for goodness sakes. $20 from Danielle, Cutting the Caboose. Guys, check out the channel, Cutting the Caboose. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Great to see you here. And check this out. So we're talking about today the 3 things that are needed for success, Danielle. And I'm mentioning these 3 things begin with the letter C. And the first one... and how you can grow your vlogging channel is you can focus, my friend, and pay attention and watch the videos. And when you do that, you'll grow. Okay? Just hang in there and study. Great to see you. That's how you grow your vlogging channel. So, you know, we've talked about one of the items that's needed for success on YouTube. That begins with the letter C. And that is congruency. But what about item number 2? Here we have, this is item number 1 here is congruency. And, you know, this image could have been a bit better, but I was throwing it together in a hurry. And again, Danielle, I just want to say thank you so much for what you do for the community, what you add, how you support people, and, of course, for the $20 super chat. Thank you so much. So item number 1 is congruency, but guys, there is something else that starts with the letter C. And here's what's up. Let's talk about this, right? Like, I've got it prepped. It's almost ready to come up. If I do, no, that's not going to do it. Let's see if I do. There we go. So what's the controversial thing right now that's happening on YouTube? Let's talk about this a little bit. This is going to really play into our second item that's needed on YouTube for success. The Low Gang, right? And is it Jake? No, it's not Jake. It's the other dude. Close. It's not Control, though. And it's not Convey. And it's not Confident, but Confident is part of it. So what's the dude's name with the whole dead body thing? Is it Jake Paul? Jake Paul? Is it Jake? No, is it Logan? Logan, yeah. And here's the thing, like, I've watched a fair amount of his videos, and I watched because I wanted to learn. I wanted to see what he was doing. Very talented. And what is click-worthy? Actually, I really like that, Beanie Draws, but no, that's not the word. So what is the word that we can associate with that little stunt that Jake Paul, Jake? No, I did it again. Logan Paul. Just somebody write that down for me. Can I get a poodle assistant in the house? Logan Paul? Is that right? Compelling. Here's the thing. You've got to create content online that is not only congruent with the needs of those people in an audience, but it's important to create a video that is also compelling. We've got to create a thumbnail that is compelling. We've got to create video content that is also compelling. And when you do that, when you are congruent with the needs and wants of those people in the audience that you seek, when your video has congruency with their needs and their wants, and also when they tune in, right, when they click on the video, the thumbnail, when they click, and then your video delivery is compelling, what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is people are going to watch, right? They are going to watch your video. And when that happens, you trigger the algorithm. That's how we really tap into the watch time metrics. Watch time metrics, that's view duration, that's average percentage viewed, that's accumulated watch time. And these things are hard for small channels, except for audience retention. And here's the thing, all it takes is like 20 views. That's like 5, and then another 5, and then 15 and 20 views, 100 views, just a handful of views. And when you do that and people watch, you're going to trigger the algorithm, and they're going to see that the retention is really high, and that's going to help you rank. That's going to help you stand out and get into suggested video views. And when you do these things, when you're congruent and your video is also compelling, at that point you are on the path to success, right? Now here's the thing. There are a lot of ways to mess this up. And unfortunately, our pal Logan really pushed the envelope too far, right? Logan went far too far, and he made a mistake because he understands the need to be compelling. And when you're out there on YouTube every day making content, satisfying your audience, what am I going to do today to bring something that is compelling to my audience? And he went a little too far. And when that happens, obviously you get the reverse or adverse effect, and that's really too bad. But he's a young kid, and I think as a community, what we need to do, and I haven't talked about this yet, and I'm going to go off topic, and I'm going to talk about this because it's imperative that our community bond together and come together as one, and not just call out a young kid who made a mistake, but rather think about what it means to the platform as a whole, and think about what we can do to ensure the success of our platform. And you know, I see a lot of people saying, you know, oh my gosh, sign this petition and do this or do that, and this is what should happen. And it's like, that's fine, but what about the answer? Like, how can we move forward? And rather just stirring up a pot of shit in really all this adverse impact, all this negative stuff, what can we do to safeguard our community? Yeah, we've got 3 words that start with the letter C. That's what we're talking about today. Now, I'm off on a tangent because, you know, it's my channel, and as a YouTuber, we get to express how we feel. And the first word is congruency. When you're congruent with the needs and wants of an audience, that's the first word, and that's a good thing. And then when your content in your thumbnail and your video title is compelling, very powerful. But there's still a third thing. There's one more. Yeah, I swore. Can you believe that? You know, we have to come together as a community. We have to bond together as one. And I think it's important not just to call a kid out and say, be pissed off, which I see from a lot of people. I don't see any way forward. I don't see any suggestions from a lot of people. It's just like really stirring up a big pot of poo, and that makes it stink bad. So, Lily just won a copy of my book. So, Lily, send me a message somewhere, and I'll get you the book. Way to go. The third word is this. What do you guys think? Does this make sense to you? For me, it's as plain as day. When you're clear with your message, when it's really easy for a viewer to click on a video and get what they want because you're congruent with the needs and wants of an audience so they get what they want. When your message is compelling, right? When it's interesting to watch, when it's fun to watch, when your video is compelling, and then it's easy, it's clear. When your video content is clear, when you get right to the point, when your thumbnail is easy to understand, when there's no question by the viewer, and all of these things are in harmony, working together. Those are the 3 C's. And when you do that, when you have that working for you, those those three C's: congruency, compelling, and clarity. When you have those things working for you, your channel will take off. Mark my words. The key is, and the trick is, to make all of that stuff happen. Making all three of those things happen take time, energy, thought, work, effort, and the more you think about those three things, the better you're going to do. So that's what I have for you today, and I wanted to jump on and share some ideas. And it's always really great to connect with the audience and spend time with you here. And I'm just curious. Let's see. I'm going to make this window 80 people. Wow, fantastic. Here's the thing. It's not the amount of subscribers. It doesn't really matter. I see a lot of people that quite haven't gotten to that point yet. They haven't learned that, I can have 100 subscribers, but if they're bots, or if it's sub for sub and nobody watches or comments or nobody visits my live stream, it doesn't matter. It's really about creating community. My gosh, it's another letter that starts with C. Beanie Draws mentioned community a number of times. A lot of you guys did. Hey, Allie, it's nice to see you, my friend. This is the path. When you have those three C's working for you, when those three items are dialed in, you will grow at a tremendous rate. A lot of YouTubers, they'll be really good at compelling, but they won't be that good at maybe the congruency. Let me give you an example. Their thumbnail is awesome, right? It's like, wow, that's super compelling. Click. And then the video is not in congruency with the needs and wants of the viewer. Maybe the video rambles. Maybe the editing is horrible. Maybe the video never gets to the point and the viewer leaves because it wasn't congruent with their needs and wants. When you get all these three things working together, super, super powerful. What about consistency? Yeah, here's the thing, Steve. Absolutely. Consistency is super important. And that is something that is in congruency. Because quite honestly, congruency is about the audience. And the audience wants to be able to tune in to their favorite TV show once a week. The audience expects a new Star Wars movie to come out regularly. The audience, specifically on YouTube, wants to see regular content from their creators. And at the same time, we've got to focus on these other things as well. Got the same mic, says Sir Withrow. It's a great mic. This is the sock puppet version of the Yeti. I noticed that I did a video on this microphone, and I talked about setting it up and how the mic is here, and I checked my stats yesterday, and I was really happy to see that video got a subscriber or maybe 2 subscribers yesterday off of like 15 views, and that tells me that my content was in congruency with the audience. Hey, and Little House on the Road, good to see you. Always a pleasure. Steve, welcome. It's great to see you here. Welcome, Steve. Great to have you aboard. I'd never heard of the word congruency. You never heard of that, my friend? Yeah, it means in harmony or in alignment. What I like to do often when I'm writing or creating videos is I will look up the definition, and I do it for myself to have a deeper understanding so I can be clear. So I can focus on those 3 C's that I learned through Rick Butts. And here's what I want you to know. Mark my words, when you stake your claim, when you decide that you will grow, when you decide that it's going to happen, when you decide to do the work, publish the videos, and focus on these things, you will grow a channel. I woke up this morning, I checked Facebook, and I got this message. Hey, Brian, we'd love to have you come out to Las Vegas. We'll pay for your flight out. We're going to put you in a fancy hotel. We're going to buy you a steak dinner. And we'd love for you to share what you've learned about YouTube and how to not just grow an audience, but how to amplify your message. You know, they're going to pay my way. They're going to put me up in a hotel. I'm selling books. I've got coaching clients. I work for other influencers. I've got brand deals. I'm working with TubeBuddy. I've got a partnership with Morning Fame. All of these things are coming because I've really focused on what's most important on YouTube. And I want you to know that you too can have that kind of success. It takes time, it takes effort, and more than any of that, it takes dedication to the craft. What I see a lot of people making mistakes with is they're so hung up on growing. It's like the only thing in their mind is, how can I get more views? Hey, do you know how I can get? It's like, for real? Have you seen my channel? I've got a video that is specifically going into exactly how YouTube works. It's all right there. It's all laid out. But what's challenging is not just to watch the videos on my channel, on Roberto Blake, on Nick Nimmin, on Om Hemsath's channel, The Video Spot. Daryl Eves has got great stuff. And how do I need to get rid of that. I think it's Facebook. I think we're just going to... Did you guys hear that beep? When you focus on these things, and it's not just about watching the videos, but when you take the time to truly implement these things, amazing things can happen. So know this. How do you start that process? How do you get started to truly make an impact, to truly get on the path of success? You let go of wondering, I wonder when it's going to happen. You let go of asking, how soon will it be? And you just decide, you stake your claim, and you say, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to implement. I'm going to study. I'm going to watch. I'm going to read about YouTube. I'm going to hang out with other YouTubers. I'm going to take advice from people that have what I want, not anybody. I'm going to gravitate to those people that I know beyond a shadow of a doubt are doing what I want to do. And then you start to practice, and you don't wonder about how to get more views. I mean, of course, we all want more views, but more, you understand that what's more important than that is understanding about the SEO and the keywords and how to make a good thumbnail and how to edit your videos and how to present on camera. And if you don't present, that's okay, but what about your voiceover? Is your voiceover in alignment with the needs and wants of a community of people, also known as an audience? And when you decide to do that, when you stake your claim, when you decide it shall be, and you start moving forward on YouTube in this manner, people will notice. You will notice. You will feel as if things are different, because they will be. So my question for you right now is, are you prepared to decide that it shall be? Are you prepared to decide that you will grow a channel? And you'll do that by, number one, staking your claim. If you're on board for 2018 to be an amazing year, well, you know what? Me too. Me too. It's already happening. It's been happening for about 15 months now, a year and a half. And I did it because I decided, I staked my claim, and I want to invite you right now to do that. And I dare you to post it in the comments that you're on board, that you're ready to do it, that you're going to take action, that you're going to be consistent, that you're going to study, you're going to learn, you're going to read. And yes, it shall be. That's what I'm talking about. Bam. Welcome to the club, Paul. It shall be. Stake your claim. And when you do that, you will begin to amplify your message. Not just share. All kinds of people share. That's a button on Facebook. I'm talking about ripples. Like when you throw that rock in the water and those ripples emit out, that is what I'm talking about. And when you start adopting this type of a stance, when you believe it, when you're ready to do the work, when you step into it, when you lean into it, and it doesn't work out, you don't say, I don't get any views. You say, what can I improve on? What can I do better? How can I move forward? And when you do that, poof, serious. Okay. Once in a while I get a little fired up. Can I say? Hey, let's take a few questions here. If you've got a question, just drop it right now. Thank you so much for dropping by. We had like 85 people here. Amazing. This platform is freaking amazing. No other platform pays its creators and pays them well. Like, when did we forget that as a community? It's beyond me. Like, when did we forget that we can make money? It's like we're so accustomed to it that we take it for granted, right? Okay, Paul says, man, like, why is it hard to like get what you want right where you want it? Okay, been watching pretty much every one of your videos when you posted them or live streams the last year. Excellent, Paul. Thank you so much for those views, my man. I really appreciate it. MIK Bonze, excellent. Good to see you. Welcome, MIK. Great to have you here. Fired up is good. Yes, Pam, totally fired up. And, like I said, for me, it's about really doing the work. What I did this morning was the most important thing. This is a little bonus tip for you today. Start out your day, or whenever you've got time for YouTube, focus on moving forward with the videos you're publishing. Not just to publish any videos, but your goal is to publish videos that get results. And your aim is to improve the backdrop, the lighting, the audio, the delivery on camera, all of those things. And I started out and I spent about 2 hours scripting out that hero video that I mentioned. And I'm like, about an hour through it, I'm like, go play a game, or it's Saturday, or I've got to do this other thing. And the other thing is there, and it's another speaking gig, and I need to write a bio thing. But what's most important is that that video I'm working on comes out. So I spent the time to script it, and every day when I start my day, I try to focus on what's most important. Delighted to be here, says MIK. Excellent. Hey, Brian, says Alan, good to see you, my friend. Watching your second live stream in 2 days. Wi-Fi, wife angry. Oh, no, I know. I feel that. I've been there. How do I manage this? So most of the time, I really do my work when my wife is at work. So she goes to work. And, like, I do my stuff in the morning, and then we hang out in the afternoon. We've got our time, and I try to respect that because I want to. So, yeah. Joseph, nice to see you, my friend. Really appreciate some of the cool content you put out in 2017. Excited to watch you move forward. And Dr. Sten, I just want to say again, it was a pleasure to do the review of your channel yesterday. Excellent. Joseph says, thank you for your encouragement. I started a series of videos and I'm really enjoying doing it. Yeah, that's the path, finding enjoyment from just doing it alone. And quite honestly, I love creating content and I love exploring this stuff, and I have for like 15 years. And I love it enough that it's hard in the beginning because there's no one around. I don't have views or I don't have visitors. I'm not growing a list. But I love it enough just to keep going. And somehow you've got to find a way to keep going. And the fact of the matter is most don't. Or most people really just don't know how to focus on the right stuff, Do you think one topic is best to can variety work? Can variety work? Yes. If you're amazing, if you're Steve Martin, if you're super funny, if you're PewDiePie, variety can work. If you've been doing variety for a year or 2 years and you're not growing, then you want to think about, and I need to add this, and growing is super important to you. Because ultimately, you've got to weigh, here's what you want to do, and here's what the audience is going to respond to. And you've got to balance out what's most important. When you're ready to grow and variety is not working, then you choose a subject, and you do that subject very well. Information-based channels are easier to grow by far. Susan says, I'm prepared for sure. Fantastic. All I have is 10-minute window to video because of my equipment. What can I do to make it better? Steve, you can do a lot to make it better. Take the time to script out your videos. When you're in front of the TV, script. When you're picking up your kids and you've got 15 minutes in the parking lot, script out your videos. And focus and do the best you can to make one great video. And when you've only got 10 minutes, then you step in front of the camera and you've got some bullet points to guide you. Do not read the script, but just use the script to guide you. So what I do is I would go like this, right? So let me show you how this works. I'll show you the work I was working on this morning. And see, this is kind of the thing. Like, nobody wants to do this. I don't want to do this, but I want the result it's going to achieve. So like you can see here, like that's my script, a few lines. So I would look at the script and I would say, okay, YouTube algorithm in 2018 and dominating suggested videos. And then I see at the beginning, it starts off with, here's the beginning. Imagine getting 600, 700, even 800. I'm like, oh, I remember that. And now I do this. I'm like, okay, that's good. I thought about that line. And I would start it off like this. Imagine getting 600, 700, even 800 views per minute. Well, I'd go, that was a fail, and I'd start again. So I'd do this. I'd go, imagine getting 600, 700, even as much as 800 views per day with just one video. It's possible when you get into suggested. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. That is what's coming up next. And I go, okay, great. That was a good take. Now I go back to my script and I look at the next section. And that's what you got to do. And here's the thing. Someone asked me about, like, I have only got 10 minutes. So really kind of one of the things you're doing is you're making it easy for yourself not to succeed. You're like, well, I've only got this, so it's going to be hard for me, and I don't have the time, or I don't have the fancy equipment. You know what? Check this out. This is what I film on and whatnot. Pissed me off. I went to buy this, and I've got the Sony RX100, and it's got a retractable display, and then this damn thing doesn't. So like, you have to adapt. You've got to start where you're at and move forward. So I found there's like an app, right? And basically I can take the app and get the image that I'm shooting. So I use that. The moral of the story is my #1 video on my channel has driven 250,000 views, has gained me hundreds of subscribers, has generated me hundreds of dollars, and I made that video on my phone. That video was an afterthought. I just shot it, but it was in congruency with what the audience wanted. The video was compelling. It's fun. I'm taking off multiple sunglasses. It's kind of quirky. It's compelling. It keeps people watching. And it's clear. When I get into the video itself, it's very clear that I'm going to teach you how to make effects with iMovie. And, you know, so no matter your equipment or your limitations, just decide that it's going to be. Instead of like, I've only got this, or my equipment's not good enough. Like, you got to let go of that, like, kind of thinking. You've got to be in the frame of mind of like, look out, here I come. I'm going to get my way no matter what. And when you really move forward with that, like I said, man, the world takes notice. They're like, get out of that guy's way. And the world will make room, because that's just how it works. Let's put this over here. And like this kind of stuff, right? Like start with your phone, you get a microphone, costs you $50, your audio sounds much better. Just use what you have and improve as you can and so on. So this was fun, and I'm just thinking about Nick right now. Like I was thinking, I'm glad I came on today, and my goal today actually was I had planned to share Nick's live stream on my channel in the new community hub, and I wanted to mention it about the power of live streaming and that Nick does it so well. And I woke up and I read about, Nick had mentioned that a tragic accident, and I just feel bad for the guy. We're kind of pals and whatnot. Hey, Gord, nice to see you. So I thought, Nick's not streaming today. I'm kind of fired up. Things are going really well. Money's rolling. Speaking gigs are happening. All of this stuff because I've put in the effort and I've thought about the process as much as the growing. Like let's be real here. Like I think about views too all the time. I think about wanting more. We all do. I don't want to get too much into it, mega nerd, but he had a friend that was in a tragic accident and he needed to take a moment. So anyway, I really wanted to share the good stuff that's happening to me, and I wanted to not gloat or not like put it in people's faces, or I didn't want to brag, but I want to ensure you that it's possible. A lot of people are unsure or, is it possible for me or can I do it? And yes, of course. And someone might say, well, it's so competitive now and, you've been at it a few years. Maybe it's harder now. I'm like, no. I promise you 2 years ago when I started, it was just as competitive, especially this niche is so competitive. Like anybody that's got a big channel makes videos about like, how do you get subscribers? Or big channels, their audience asks them, will you talk about how to do YouTube? And so on. Happy Mad Artist. I love your channel name, my friend. If you come up with something special, you knew to make a new title, but how about your video gonna shown without? So Happy Mad Artist is asking about how can I get my video shown? Begin the process by identifying a keyword phrase that is very specific about one thing. Think about this. It's interesting. When a viewer goes to YouTube and they're searching, they can only really think about one thing at a time. One thing. And they want answers or information or entertainment around that one thing. When you make a video that's about that one thing, and you target a very specific keyword phrase where you understand what it is the searcher, the viewer wants, you're going to have an easier time making a video that is in congruency with what the viewer wants. For example, I learned this when I was making some serious money with affiliate marketing. If I try to sell a Halloween costume and I target Halloween costume, does the person searching want to buy a costume for a man or a woman? And it really matters an awful lot. Why? Because when they land on the page, if they see the thing they want, they're going to click on the link to go get it. But if they don't really know, how can I give them what they want? They don't even know. If the viewer searches for kids costume for boys on sale, and they land on a page and it's a picture of a boy's costume, a pirate costume, and it says on sale, the viewer, the searcher is going to be more likely to take action. So when you really understand and you target specific words and you move forward, you're doing SEO, you also know what the viewer wants, you're going to be more likely to give them what they want, thus the whole congruency thing we talked about today, and so on. That is how you move forward and win with SEO and YouTube and all this stuff. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure. Really fired up about all the stuff. And for me, I really love watching your journey. So when Lily comes back and when Dr. Sten comes back and I see the videos, and Gord Eisman publishes a video about crossing 1,500 subscribers and talking about the fact that all the stuff that I told him would work out is actually working out. You know, when we can bond together as community and support each other, it's really helpful and so on. I want to let you know as well, if you're not joined up to the Tube Ritual community on Facebook, this is a community of over 7,000 YouTube creators. The size isn't important. What is important is that it's active. There's a lot of good, helpful people there and so on. So feel free to click the link in the description, sign up to the Tube Ritual group. Cheers. Here's to you, my friend. Well, gang, I feel like that was an excellent live stream, and I want to leave it on a high note. So you know what? That's it. Over and out. Cheers. Peace. Au revoir. Sayonara. Enjoy. You take care. I'll see you next time. And remember, stake your claim, amplify your message, and decide it shall be. When you do that, all kinds of interesting stuff is about to happen. Mark my words.